Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? You guys good? You guys good? Oh, I'm excited for this one. You know, this was a request from the last stream, and I just thought it was such a good idea. You know, I mean, the whole point of these in the first place is to get the community involved, to get you guys involved, to have a great discussion and all of that. And this is a highly renewable topic, and it's very subjective as well. We're going to talk about things we want to see before the end of the series. Now, I've got a list. You guys may or may not have a list. You may think of the things as we go along. You may agree with things. You may have your own wild things that just, nobody else would probably think of, and maybe it'll never happen in the story, but it's just something that you want to see. And then there are, of course, the obvious things that everybody wants to see. What is the One Piece? What is the Will of D? More information on Roger and, Luffy actually becoming the Pirate King. I was talking with Chrissy, her big thing is that she wants to see Brook and Laboon reunite. I've got a whole bunch, and I'm definitely excited to get into this. I'm going to take a look at the chat, see who's in here, see what everybody's talking about, and I think this is going to be fun. Okay. Enter a name, join the channel.
Another one.
Welcome. I think one more member and we get another emoji here. All right, we got Enigma Sword, Eva Warrior. This is great. Galaxy's in here. He said the number one thing that he wants to see is Luffy paying off the huge debt he has to the bar. Now that's a great one, to Makino. Yeah, we know that was set up, all the way, all the way at the beginning. Mr. Budu Berry wants to see Whoop Slap as the final villain. Enter a name said, I want to see the creatures at the end of Thriller Bark. They were huge. But even the manga said some mysteries are better not explained, so I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, that's a strange one because we don't really have a lot of context for that at all. So it's, we'll see what's going to happen. We got another member. Kakaika.
Savage. Another one.
Yeah. All right. Oh, this is great. This is great. You guys are awesome. So I'll get into some of my picks, right? Oh, wait, we just got a bunch of new members. This is awesome. This is awesome. Linskov, welcome.
Another one.
Conrad, my guy.
Another one.
And Lou Patterson.
Another one.
So, I've talked about it a lot, and when I say these ones, don't take these as any sort of order in that I want, this to happen more than anything else, right? But I've talked about this a lot. I want to see Zoro at some point lead the crew before the end of the series, in the same way that Sanji did in the with the swirly hat, curly hat pirates. Like, whether that means that Luffy's out of commission anything like that d- doesn't even really matter to me. I just feel like if he's the vice captain, he's got to do some vice captain things, and that's more than just setting Luffy straight every once in a while. All right, guys, we have a new emoji. All right, it's called Rejoice, and it's going to it's going to represent one of my my favorite parts of the intro. We got a super chat from Tanner Padilla.
Savage.
He said he wants to see the Sunny transform into a Megazord. Now, I've seen this mentioned a bunch of times. It's actually even on my list that you mentioned this, and I definitely want to see it. And I want to see, Frankie. I want to see Frankie Shogun combine with the Sunny to turn into that Megazord. Like, that has to be Frankie's final form, no doubt. No doubt needs to happen. So yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one. There are all the rejoices are coming in. King J said he wants to see Boa use Conqueror's Hockey. Yeah, and I want to see, like, the advanced Conqueror's Hockey. Like, we know that Boa's a problem, and, I need the manga to catch up to her feats in Stampede. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Amrit said he wants to see Luffy meeting Dadan and maybe Sabo as well. So that's, yeah, that'd be great. A reunion with them. That'd be pretty emotional. I'm into that. Santhu says he wants to know the brand of Luffy's sandals. I only want to know if they're the same as Rayleigh's sandals. Yeah. Just running back, seeing if I missed anything here. If I missed anything, feel free to, throw it back into the chat, and that's fine. And, maybe I'll catch it on the next one. Keyboard Cat said, I'd like to see a character with a parrot and a character with an eye patch. Oda tends to save pirate tropes for important characters, like Crocodile and his hook. Yeah. Which is also a representation of Captain Hook and, from Peter Pan, and the fact that he had a fear of crocodiles, and then he is named Crocodile. So that, there's a lot of layers there as well. I'm down for that. I mean, Oda's been hyping up whoever's going to get the eye patch by the end of the series. A lot of people believe it's going to be someone in the crew. But we'll see. I mean, maybe that's what'll happen with Rocks, right? Yeah. We got a super chat from Behanort.
Savage.
Said, who's the final villain? Emu or Blackbeard? I want Emu. I feel like the end of the series is going to be Luffy against the world government for the the true freedom of the world. So I'm going to say it's going to be Emu. I think that Blackbeard is going to be Luffy's biggest challenge to become a pirate king. But when Luffy goes against Emu, he's already going to be the pirate king. That's how I see it. FaZe said, Law, if he doesn't die, finding his place in the world. He got his revenge. So I would like to see him maybe leave the pirate life and follow in his parents' footsteps, maybe even working with Chopper. That's wholesome. I like that. Most of you guys know how I feel about Law. I am the Law is in sword guy to most people. So, I definitely want to see something with that before the end of the series, some sort of tie-in to everything with Corazon in the first place, and like where that inherited will came from, and how that goes. But I love the idea of him, just sort of retiring somewhere and just being a doctor like his parents. That's great. We got a super chat from Enigma Sword, my guy.
Savage.
He said, "Hey y'all, fortunately I can't stay around live, but I'll watch later tonight. Have a W stream and day, everyone." I appreciate that, man. Maxo said, "I bet Oda wanted to bust it out for Stampede, but had to hold back." Oh yeah, I'm guessing that's in reference to when we were talking about Boa having conquerors. Yeah. Evo Warrior said, "When we reach Mary Joa, I want to see Arlong. I want to see that Arlong became a slave, and then I want Nami to meet him once more. Big feels, I'm sure." Yeah. And then the powerful moment when Nami actually frees him, or something. It would be, I guess, interesting if Arlong came back, but I think that that's one character that just never needs to come back, never needs to be redeemed. I love to hate Arlong, and that's, I never want to ever feel like I like him. Yeah. So we got, so back to my list, right? One of the big things that I want to see, and I may even make a video about this on its own, is I want to see Bellamy in the final war, right? And I feel like, Hyena Boys activate here. We got Conrad in here. But I think that Bellamy's ultimate arc, right, is a 3-part arc. So, you have the first part in Jaya when he's like completely, seemingly irredeemable, right? He's just built to be this like awful douche, and then he gets smacked by Luffy. He believes in Doflamingo and all of this, blindly following the wrong person. The middle of that is Dressrosa. We meet him. He's now seen the light in some way. He's not upset with Luffy. He's grown as a person, but he's still attached to these, wrong. He's still blindly following Doflamingo, but he appreciates Luffy. And then by the end of it, his pride won't necessarily let him say that he's, a follower of Luffy, but he still takes the Vivert card. He still looks at Luffy with positive light and comes to the realization that he followed the wrong man, right? So now we need the third part of that, where during the final war, the Grand Fleet shows up. Yeah, Bellamy shows up because he was in the cover story as well. He may not be considered official Grand Fleet, right? But he did take the Vivert card as well, so he's coming. And I feel like the biggest way for Oda one of the best things Oda could ever do is have Bellamy go out in like this blaze of glory where like he saves a bunch of people. This guy who's completely irredeemable comes back in the final war, saves Luffy, saves something, whatever, dies, but goes out in this amazing blaze of glory. That's something I want to see. We got a new member, Mr. Venator 86.
Another one.
Appreciate that. Maybe that's Venator. I'm looking at everything. Everybody's out here shouting out the Hyena Boys. Heavenly Demon said Bellamy's making indestructible Jolly Rogers. Yeah, so I mean, I think that that's the way that Bellamy's going to come back, especially is like something's going to happen, maybe to the Sunny, definitely to the flag on the Sunny. And he's going to come in clutch. He's going to have the replacement flag for everybody. Maxo said Bellamy's going to come in clutch when he's revealed alongside the Grand Fleet. Oh, yeah. Big facts. Big facts. Don Quixote D. Joker with the Bellamy slander. Get out of here. We like Bellamy over here. Let's see. Let's see. Brandon King, super chat. Thank you.
Savage.
He said he wants to see the Sunny be revealed to be Pluton. Yeah. So that's something that, you know, I've always sort of had a sneaking suspicion if Pluton is truly a ship, right? And those blueprints were for actual Pluton. Some aspect of that has to be put into the Sunny, right? That's got to come out. That's got to come true. And then, you know, while we're talking about Pluton, talk about my girl Vivi. Drop the Vivi emojis in the chat. I need Vivi to return before Elbaf. I definitely expect that to happen before the end of the series. And I want to see some sort of connection between Vivi and Pluton, right? And I talked about this in my Vivi theory video, but I believe that all of the ancient weapons are conduits for something, right? So it's like Shirahoshi is the conduit for the Sea Kings. I think that Momonosuke is the conduit for Land Kings like Zunisha or something. And if Pluton is some sort of ship or some sort of massive destruction, there has to be something that powers it similar to the... I believe that there is a human element and then an external element to every ancient weapon. And I believe that Vivi is probably the key to whatever Pluton is. So if those factors were brought onto the Sunny, all Vivi needs to do is come back, and maybe that's the key. It's a lot of tinfoil here, a lot of headcanon, but yeah. Zoe said, "Did I hear Vivi?" Yes. Kakaika is convinced Vivi is Pluton. Bernardo Jopart said, weren't those Pluton blueprints just a countermeasure for the ancient weapons? See, that's another thing, right? That's another thing that is extremely possible as well. And I believe in that as well. I think that that's fully possible. That Pluton isn't a ship. That there's some other element. Oda can go in so many ways with all of this. AZ fan said, I want a Koala Jinbei reunion. That'd be great. Yeah. I was thinking about that, but I'm into it. We got a super chat from Akos. Said, epilogue arc with each Straw Hat getting their own 2 to 3 point of view chapters.
Savage.
I'm into that. Yeah. What they, oh man. Yeah, that would be, I'm thinking about it right now, like Nami returning back to Kokoyashi, interacting with everybody, then seeing, her life 2 to 3 years down the line, 10 years down the line, whatever. Sanji opening his own restaurant. Frankie going back to Water 7. Robin opening a school or something. Basically, becoming Clover. Luffy going back and paying his debts. Reuniting with Don like we talked about earlier. Usopp getting back to Kaya. Oh man. Uh, so much can happen. Vivi uniting the world, taking over as the the new diplomat of the world, bringing peace. Yeah, those are all things I want to see for sure. Super chat from Isopod.
Savage.
Everyone's hyping up the meaning of the D. And over here, like, Oda, explain why water is a secret name. Yeah. That's a, yeah. Definitely. Definitely. We got Chrissy in here. I mentioned earlier. She says she wants to see Brooke and Laboon reunite. Yep. Needs to happen. Needs to happen. Rufy said, I just need some Kuma backstory. Yeah, that's on my list. Also tied into Bonnie. We need more Bonnie, right? We don't know anything about Bonnie. We don't know, what their relationship is. There's plenty of theories out there, but we need that fleshed out. Yeah. But yeah, the water is a secret name thing. I don't know if Oda is gonna go about that. I mean, I feel like it's just, I think that's just Oda trying to put a parallel for law and water law, Waterloo, right? Because apparently when the kanji is very similar, so water law and Waterloo are sort of the same, and then there's the Battle of Waterloo. So I think that's where that sort of ties in. Let's see. Lucy B said, when One Piece finishes, there will be written the end and we'll all cry. Yeah. And then that last stamp on the last episode of the anime as well. Ooh, man. I want to see Tama train on Ruskaina with all the beasts. Lou Patterson said, epilogue chapters will all be crying, bro. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tears for everybody. Tin Rezica said, Gin's the fourth ancient weapon. I agree. Gin needs to come back. We got Chin in here. He said, like the video mates. He's not lying. Lou Patterson said, I want Vivi and Robin to re-meet because I think an awkward convo. That would be a cool duo. Yeah. I mean, that, I think Vivi basically said, like if she's a part of the crew, then there must be some sort of reason for it. Realistically, I mean, there would be a level of awkwardness, but she did kind of redeem herself. She didn't kill Igurum, right? So she never really did anything that directly affected Vivi other than, Crocodile's bidding. But by the time Vivi got back, Robin was already doing everything in her power to have Luffy stop Crocodile, saving him, etc. So Wheezy Bird said a Frankie epilogue chapter where he talks about messing up Sasuke. He had a Kokoro, right? JC said Otama is Orochi's dad reveal. Yeah. Of course I want the Kurozumi Otama to come out. I mean, that's not necessarily like a by the end of the series, but like by the end of Wano thing. And of course that's for emotional resonance. That's just a really hammering Oda's amazing writing. Maxo said, I want to see Gaimon with a newspaper. Yeah, have we ever seen Gaimon again? Like, I don't think we have. Except for like cover story requests or something. I don't think Oda's ever gone back to him. Chrissy, someone's at the door. All right, let's see. Let's look at my list here. I want to see a non-devil fruit straw hat eat a devil fruit, right? And this sort of this ties into a lot of things. Like, obviously there was the SBS recently where Oda said, you know, what kind of straw hats randomly he would give all of the, you know, he said that Zoro's swords would eat Kaido's fruit. Nami would have Enel's fruit, and Usopp would have the fruit that Flamenco from the Whitebeard Pirates has, the pocket fruit. He also said Sanji would have the swim fruit, Senor Pink's fruit. Now, the one that I really like out of all of that is Usopp, right? And really, Flamenco's status is sort of up in the air, which kind of ties into how I really want to see stuff from the Payback War. You know, I want to see that fleshed out. What happened? Who died? Who has Weevil killed, right? Is Flamenco dead? Could that fruit actually be out there? That's a possibility. So it's like, that's sort of one of those ones that's like, maybe Usopp could actually eat that fruit. Keyboard Cat, Super Chat.
Savage.
Chapter 40, when Usopp disbands his crew, they think back to their adventures. Pursue Cerberus, capture a dragon, and run from a fruit-selling freak. Yeah. We have seen all of those things, you know, the Cerberus and Thriller Bark, potential Cerberus, that Blackbeard is a Cerberus potential. Capturing a dragon, you know, now with Kaido, Punk Hazard. Run from a fruit-selling freak. You know, I mean, you could say that that's Doflamingo with the smiles. Yeah. 3 News said, I want to see Buggy BS his way into becoming a Yonko. Yeah, I actually have it written that I want to see Buggy at Laughtail. I definitely want to see that. Crow said, what's up, Randy? What's up, Crow? Yeah, Chin, we got the new Rejoice emoji. Let's see what people are saying. Kaka wants to see Zoro's sword eat a devil fruit, yep. Conrad said, we saw Gaimon in a Dex of the World where he got his girlfriend Barrel. That's right. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. Yeah. Chin wants to see Oda create characters with my name and Morge's name. Yeah. My name is not Randolph. It's Randall, but you know, like when Randolph, the homie, appeared in Whole Cake Island, that was like the closest that anything happened. But considering like Oda's affinity for like going into history and things like that, like I wouldn't be surprised if, like, you know, by the time we get to Elbaf that he has a character named Troy or something because of like the ties to the Trojan army and stuff. And that'd be cool. That'd be an instant top 5 character. Amrit Singh with a super chat.
Savage.
Fruit selling freak can also be Doc Q. Very true. Very true. Apples and Jaya. Can't forget that. Conrad said, I want to see the setup to reveal Shanks as a celestial dragon. But then the swerve is Shanks was a baby at God Valley, Rox's son maybe. And the real reveal is Celestial Dragon Buggy. Yo, Celestial Dragon Buggy. That's no, that's based. We see other celestial dragons that have like clown noses and all that, and that's like a real thing. Silver said, "I want to see Carrot get left behind it." So.
Savage.
We got a super chat from Zoe.
Savage.
Wado Ichimonji eats the stare no me PTSD. Yeah, we need to get some sort of closure on Kuina, right? Man, you know, what if she didn't die? Yeah, I need Celestial Dragon Buggy. Three New said, "I want to see Buggy and Usopp meet. Their interactions would be gold." We're not ready for that. We're not ready for that. That's too savage. It's too savage. I mean, technically they were in the same place at Loketown. Yeah. Amrit said, "I want to see Usopp actually have 8,000 followers." Yeah, I mean we've seen him come close, you know, with the Tontada, and you know, if he is protecting Tama as she creates her gifter army, you know, there's a high possibility that we'll have 8,000 followers right there, and they'll be Tama's, but you know, he'll be there like yelling commands, and then she could actually make it happen. That'd be fun. Lucy B said, "To me, most celestial dragons need a punch to the face. That needs to happen." Yeah, and one specific person that I really want to see get revenge on the celestial dragons is Boa. I want to see Boa really slap up some celestial dragons for sure. Yeah. And I think she's going to get... And I think out of anybody, she's going to get her chance. Jin said, "I want to see Usopp's lineage be a celestial dragon, the long-nosed race. Foreshadow God Usopp." Him being a celestial dragon and essentially being a god would be funny. But I actually really love the theory that he could actually be a part of the Mont Blanc family. Right? So that his lie that he was a descendant of Nolan is actually just true, and he is. Super chat from Dizza the Ghost.
Savage.
I want to see Sanji's reaction to Boa simping on Luffy. Did we not get like a glimpse of that in Return to Sabaody? Did we not get that? I mean, he saw Boa and he turned to stone immediately just from seeing her. But didn't Boa, like, you know, give her like farewell to Luffy? I mean, we definitely need more of it, right? We need Boa going full Sanji on Luffy. Emil said, "I want to see King's face." Yeah, we need King's race, right? Boom, bars. FaZe, yeah, I mentioned that. Bonnie and Kuma's backstory for sure. Alright. Let me get into my list a little bit because it's long and I've barely done anything with it. I want to see a Katakuri and Luffy team up at some point. Whether that's Final War or whatever, like, I just want to see... I want to see them work together. Side by side, both, like, sending out punches at people that are, you know, stretchy and all that. I think that would be fun. one thing that I really, really want, and I don't think that this will happen, but you know, it would be great if it did, right? Is I want a rematch with Magellan. I want Luffy to, now with his certified hockey drip, I want him to come swinging for Magellan now that he can hit him without touching him, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, Magellan is like top 5 in the verse. This man wiped the entirety of the Blackbeard Pirates in 2 seconds. So Luffy beating Magellan, that's going to say a lot. That's going to say a lot to me. We had a super chat from Enter a Name.
Savage.
Do you believe the theory Zoro's sense of direction has been cursed since Logetown? I don't know this theory, that he's been cursed since Logetown. Who put the curse on him? Oh, when he did this... when he put his arm out, like, let's see, so he's been... So Yubashiri, like... was that Yubashiri? Was that the Sandai Katetsu that did the... It was the Sandai Katetsu, right? Yeah, because Yubashiri was the one that Ippon Matsu gave him, so... Oh, man. Wow. That's funny. That's funny. But I feel like... Is there no instance prior to Logetown of Zoro getting lost and going in the wrong direction? Has that been confirmed? Because I feel like... No, okay, so it's a funny theory, but I just remembered. In Syrup Village, he still got lost. He went in the wrong direction, didn't he? Because Usopp and Nami went to the right hill. They went to the north side or whatever, and then Luffy and Zoro ended up on the other side and then had to come back, right? Isn't that what happened? That's funny, though. I like that. DeAndre Gilmore.
Savage.
If we can please get detailed Rocky Port incident. Yes, it's in my list as well. I need the Rocky Port incident information, right? Because that's also going to inform the whole sword theory, right? Because all of the stuff with Law and Drake is great. And, you know, even the YouTubers that have shouted out my Law theory and everything, like Joy Boy and Grand Line Review and, even Brago, you know, like, and Ragnar, they all talk about, like, the Law and Drake thing. The Law and Drake thing is there. Flashback, everything. But that's not what made me believe that Law is in Sword. What really sealed the deal for me was when in Chapter 903, we revealed that Kobe was the hero of the Rocky Port incident, tying Kobe to Law as well. Everybody talks about that, you know, when they bring up my theory, they always talk about how I think Law is because of Drake. No. I think Law is in Sword because of Kobe and Drake. But you can't leave that part out. That's so imperative. I need to know what happened. I need to know what Kobe did. I need to know what Law's role was in it. If that was the 100 Hearts, situation. Were they going up against a bunch of like impaled down prisoners, things like that? I need context. Yeah. And then Brandon King said he wants to see a sound or acid Logia.
Savage.
Sound Logia. I feel like that would just be wind if it was a Logia. I think sound would have to be a paramecia, and if that's the case, then I believe that would be Apu's fruit. I don't think that sound would work as a Logia. Acid, however, yeah, that would definitely work as a Logia, and that would be powerful. That would be like Magellan level. Ryo said Katakuri helping teach Luffy how awakening works. Yeah, great. Chin said he wants to see Dofi break out of Impel Down and have another conversation with Crocodile. Yeah, I have Dofi breaking out of Impel Down on my list. Also, since we brought up Crocodile, I need Crocodile to return. I need ancient weapon information. And whenever the ancient weapons come back into the story, I totally believe Crocodile is going to be right there to try and, like, scoop up and, take all of that. Let's see, what else did I have about Croc? Ugh. Yeah, I just want Croc to, like... I just need Croc to come back. I need him to come back. I need him to play into a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. I'm at the point in the chat when everybody's talking about Magellan. Let's see. Nope said Magellan took no L's in the entirety of Impel Down. That's true. It's so true. Silver said, never understood why people think that Cat and Luffy are best bros now. He respects Luffy, but I don't think he's an ally now. There's a lot of work to get there. But I just think it would be, it would be interesting if they did team up at some point. There's another step to get there before that, but yeah. Let's see. We got my guy Eric Telford in here. What's up, man? Let's see. He said, "Yep, I'm here for the law theory to come true as well." Let's see. Conrad said, I thought Zoro didn't get lost, but he got pushed down the oil slope by Nami. Ah, yeah, so maybe there is something to it. Maybe he really did get cursed. Mr. Venator 86.
Savage.
Frankie with the smelt. I mean, that would be interesting, and it would probably help him create things, but since Frankie said in Dressrosa that he doesn't want to become a devil fruit user, I don't expect Frankie to ever eat a devil fruit, even if he's offered one. And I think that that's like a cool thing about Frankie, is if he just never has a devil fruit. Just don't have it. Galaxy said, I want to see what Dofi looks like without glasses. Chin said, I want to see Randy and Chrissy have cameos in the live action. That'd be great. I'd be down. So there's a lot of stuff before the end of the series that I want to see clarified in terms of like the past of the Straw Hats, right? So this is like a long part of my list here, but I want to see, obviously before the end of Wano, we should hopefully learn more about Zoro's past. I want to know what island Nami was on when Belmir found her. I want to know who Nami's parents are. Were they a big pirate? We were talking about it in the last stream, the old theory about Nami being Big Mom's, long-lost daughter, and that's who Belmir was fighting. It doesn't seem like that's the case. But it was funny with the last chapter and all that. Giving vibes about, hey, maybe there's something to this. The Beaver card, all of that. Evo said, we know the name at least. Nami is from Oikot. Right. Yeah. You spell it backwards. It's Tokyo. I remember that now. But I still want to know who Belmir was fighting, right? Who are the parents? Who were Frankie's awful parents that threw him off the ship and abandoned him? What country was it that Brooke, worked for? Essentially, like as a guard, essentially like the basis that I got from it was that, like, before Brooke became a pirate, he was essentially like a Pell or Chaka for some kingdom. So what was that? Oh yeah, super chat from Michael Lacoste.
Savage.
Didn't Zoro become a bounty hunter because he was lost and couldn't find his home island in the first place? Yeah. So I don't. It's a fun theory that they brought up, but I don't know about that one. Let's see. Teach said, I want what Troy is smoking. He talks so relaxed. I'm smoking life, man. That's it. I think it's funny. Everybody always says that. I'm just here. DJ BJ32. Hi, Randy and Sup Chat. What's up, man? So, let's see. I want to see Usopp get Conquerors before the end of the series. I just think that Oda would do that as a joke. That's the symbol of Usopp transitioning into a brave warrior of the sea. I think that'll be the moment that, like, his dream comes true. I'm here for it. I'm into it. I've always thought that he was going to get it. I don't know if Sanji's going to get it. It's I guess it's possible, but he doesn't need it. Super chat from Maxo.
Savage.
Here's one that's been nagging me. Who is Big Mom, and where did she really come from? Seems like there's more to it than what we got in her flashback. Maybe. I mean, it's kind of strange, right? Because her parents were like normal-sized people, if I remember. And then here's Big Mom, who was like already taller than them as a child. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong, but that's what I'm remembering. So there might be something there. What happened to turn Big Mom into that? I never thought about, needing more information on Big Mom, but I'm here for it if we get it. I definitely want to know if some of those kids survived and that they're the ones that are the CP0 guys. We've talked about that a couple of times. Super chat from Amrit.
Savage.
Backstory of the Blackbeard pirates, like Lafitte and Burgess. Yeah. I mean, I definitely want Blackbeard's, backstory, and I know we're definitely gonna get it. If we got a Doflamingo flashback, if we got a Big Mom flashback, we're getting a Kaido flashback, we'll get a Blackbeard flashback. I don't know if we'll get one specifically for Lafitte and Burgess, but I'm sure that they'll play a role. Like, we might get the formation of that. You know, we know that Lafitte, just like I was talking about with Brooke and like Pell and Chaka, Lafitte was also an attendant for a country. What country was that? You know, did Blackbeard go and ravage some town and then like see Lafitte and would be like, hey, you know, this country's doomed. Like, why don't you just come with me? And like Lafitte was like, all right, I got nothing else to do. Burgess, I think it would be funny if he was just like legitimately like the world champion. Like if there was, a wrestling federation in the One Piece world, and like he just, and it was just held somewhere, and he was just the winner. Like he's just the One Piece version of like The Rock or John Cena. Ryo said, if Usopp gets Conquerors, Buggy needs it too. I'm here with it. Everybody can have it. Enter a Name said, Troy giving out Conquerors hockey like it's candy. Yeah. Tama, you can get it. Vivi, I actually do think that Vivi has it. So. Got a super chat from Masujo.
Savage.
I want to see how the warlords came to be. Pirate feats. Yeah. We definitely need like more information on Mihawk, of course. We need, backstory on that. We need the Mihawk versus Shanks battle. All that stuff. We need to see some stuff like that. I want a full Crocodile backstory. I would love to get that at some point. Him versus Whitebeard, etc. And it'll be funny too because Crocodile's voice actor is now Whitebeard's voice actor as well. So if they did that, it would be that would be kind of nuts. R.I.P. to the original Whitebeard voice actor. He was a legend. That was a legend, man. The Crocodile's voice actor is doing an okay job, but nothing will beat that guy. Zoe super chatted.
Savage.
Macho Man, Jesus Burgess, cream of the crop, true savage. Yeah, he is more of a macho man than even The Rock or John Cena, isn't he? Why wouldn't that be my first pick, right? Why wouldn't that be the first person I jump to? Kakaika said, Shirahoshi mentioned it before. She felt like she'd known Nami for a long time. Maybe Nami's real parents or grandparents were part of the fishermen. Well, I don't see any. I don't think that that's the case, but it's possible that maybe Nami's family and thing like and all that had ties to Fisherman Island, and then it's just sort of like something that can be felt, like there's an aura there. But I don't, I don't think there's any sort of fisherman in their DNA. Ryo said, that'd be awesome. Imagine Buggy separates and coats his body in Advance Conquerors. Wow. And then, like, each individual part that he split up just sends invisible punches. Like, his thigh just... It never happened, but that would be what someone, a competent user of the Bara no Mi would be able to do. Three News said, I'd love more of Toki. Well, I guarantee you're going to get that, right? I guarantee that we're going to get, the Void history, right? And Toki will be like a main character in there, or at least like a side character. I'm sure she knew Joy Boy or knew of Joy Boy, but we'll eventually get the context for why she was jumping into the future, right? So we'll see that, and we'll see the moment before she meets Odin, right? That jump, and we'll go back to the Odin flashback, and it'll all tie together, and we'll just be like, Goda. Yeah. Whew, let's see. I want to see the redesigns that Sanji mentioned for the raid suit. Right? He said that he wanted to have Frankie and Usopp toy with that. Like, I want to see that happen. Whether that changes the design, whether that changes the functionality. I want to see Shiki's true relevance. Why Higurashi transformed into him. I'm sure we'll get some context with the Rocks flashback. Higurashi probably was like either a member of Rocks or some sort of an ally. Either way, she had met Shiki, right? Diz of the Ghost.
Savage.
He said he wants to see all the allies the Straw Hats made pulling up for the final war. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be better than Endgame. Because it will be the end game. Yeah. Lucy B's like, Straw Hats assemble. Yep. Oh, yeah. Kakake said maybe Shiki will come to Wano. I've thought about that for a long time. One of my favorite theories that Vinland D. Ragnar did was a whole theory on Shiki coming to Wano and like being the true mastermind behind Kaido, and it was one of my favorite theories when it came out, and I really wanted to see it happen. But now I just see Oda doing everything that he had planned to do at Shiki with Kaido. Like, it's all the same thing. 20 years, beasts, all this stuff. It's just he changed the design and replaced it and all of that. I'm willing to bet if Strong World never happened, Kaido would have just been Shiki. Super chat from Rit. Thank you.
Savage.
Maybe the Celestial Dragons can't get to Laugh Tale. They're repelled, and hence their power and influence still haven't. Buggy was repelled. Buggy, Celestial Dragon confirmed. So there's like some sort of power or aura or curse on the island that prevents certain people from getting in there. I mean, I guess anything is possible in One Piece, right? And then if we go back, we can go back to the Odin flashback and see Buggy as a celestial dragon, but he can't. That's why he got sick and why he couldn't go. But that would throw out all of the theories that Shanks is one, right? Because he didn't get sick. Yeah. Chin said, Hero Look backstory cameo in Wano witnessing the Sakura trees. So yeah, that's something that I definitely want by the end of the series, and is in my list, is Hero Look, right? I want to see him as a pirate. I want to see the Sakura trees. I'm starting to believe that it wasn't Wano, right? Because there was, I feel like it should have happened already. Like, if Chopper was going to have that moment where he finds the area that Hero Look had, I feel like that should have happened already. Zoro's past should have happened already. So it's like it almost makes me believe that Wano is going to go on forever because there's if that's the case, these things need to happen. These things need to happen. Ryo, my guy.
Savage.
He said, "Who do you think has death flags for the final war?" Well, we talked about Bellamy when he returns. Epic sacrifice play. The only Straw Hats that I see dying in the series, that there's any possibility of it happening, is Jinbei and Sanji. And but I don't think Oda actually would kill Sanji, but he might kill Jinbei. But for real death flags, Akainu, Garp, definitely. Garp's totally dying before the end of the series. And it'll, we'll get all of the information that we need about Garp and why he's a hero and why he's been a hero the whole time, leader of Sword, all of this stuff. And who else? Marco could die. A lot of people think he could die in Wano. I don't know about that. Who could die in the final war? I'm going to go with that for now until I have more context on the final war. I'm sure there'll be like a bunch of, more minuscule deaths. Like some of the vice admirals might die. Vice Admiral Dalmatian. Onigumo. Like, I don't know. Law is definitely dying before the end of the series. That's I feel like that's so telegraphed. And that's definitely a final war death, not a Wano death right now. He's got to find out about the Will of D and all of that. I'm seeing in the chat Carrot dying. Yeah, probably. I could see it. We've talked about this a lot, but I want to see the Straw Hats, all of them, get hockey. I want to see Robin with armament, Frankie with armament, Chopper with observation, Nami enhancing the observation I believe she already has, Brooke with armament. I'd love to see them learn some Rokushiki. Robin doing an armament Shigan with 100 hands. That'll probably never happen, but it would be so broken. I want to know more about Kureha. We talked about Hero Look, but I also want to know Kureha's past. Was she on rocks? It's possible. Chin said Law dies before surgery or after. Dies because of the surgery. He gives up his remaining life force. Silver said, cut the bunny at the ears. Yeah. Facts. I'll say it. Before the end of the series, I want to see Carrot live up to the hype that everybody has for her. Whole Cake Island wasn't enough. She needs to do something crazy in Wano for me to ever believe that she's going to be a Straw Hat. So, I know a lot of people like Carrot. Just as many people that like Carrot are also against Carrot. I'm sort of in the middle, teetering towards against. But, you know, hey, I want to see what everybody sees, because I don't see it yet. Heavenly Demon said Barto versus Boa. Yeah. I want to see a lot of Kobe stuff by the end of the series. I want to see, you know, Kobe lead the Marines, either as the fleet admiral or, you know, whatever. I want to see equally. I want to see Luffy versus Kobe as either the final fight, or I want to see Luffy team up with Kobe in the final war. It doesn't matter which way Oda wants to go with it. I want to see each one just as much. Kobe was, you know, the second character that we were introduced to, so by the end of the series, he's going to be super important. You know, he's going to be the main character of an arc. I guarantee it. And it'll probably be the final war. Like we're gonna spend a lot of time with Kobe in the end game. The same way I expect to spend a good amount of time with like Garp and Dragon at some point as well too. Doe said the other prisoners that escaped from Impel Down level 6. Yeah, I mean, I think that Law kind of took most of them out to become a warlord, but yeah. FaZe said he wants to see Tashigi win a fight. Yeah, well, based on everything that Oda's done with Tashigi, I don't know if that's going to happen. Let's see. I want to see everything with the moon. Right? Got that on my list. I want to see Enel riding hot in from the moon with information that's going to, you know, destroy the world. Who are the moon people? What is up with the moon people? How does that tie into devil fruits and things like that, and celestial dragons and God Valley and whatever? I want to see a serious Davy back fight. Yeah. Against Blackbeard, preferably. But potentially against Shanks. Or some random pirate. Whatever. I don't care. It'd be fun. But a lot of people need Robin, right? So I think that that's the perfect way for someone to try and steal her for and have it work out, you know. Another death flag before the end of the series is Kid. I think Kid will die. If not Wano in the final war. I want to see Luffy low diff a commander before the end of the series. Like if we're gonna believe that he's Yonko level and all of that, like I need him to like run into Smoothie and one hit KO her, or like run back into Cracker or something and just take him out super easy now that he's like figured stuff out. You know, or maybe just one of Blackbeard's guys. Boom, out. Burgess, low diff. Amrit said, I want to see the Skypeans and Shandians visiting the Blue Sea. Yeah, I want to see that too, and I want to see the, you know, the fishmen accepted and up in the Blue Sea as well. Keyboard Cat, Luffy versus Lucky Roo would be hype. Yo. Yes. Especially considering that, like Oda said, like he's the fastest person in the One Piece world. Like that would be fun. That'd be a fun fight. I don't think that that's a low diff fight though. Kagemusha said Luffy will low diff Ben Beckman, says the Power Scalers. He's definitely not low diffing Ben. That's no. Ben's probably top 10 in the verse. Super chat from Phased.
Savage.
Luffy destroys the Red Line. Marijoa is knocked down from heaven to the ocean as Fishman Island rises up. I'm here for it. I love that. I love it. Yeah. That's exactly what needs to happen at the end. Got a super chat from Behan Nort. Thank you.
Savage.
If Momo joins the crew, I want him to interact with Shanks, Buggy, and or Rayleigh. That would be so good. Yo, yes. Yes, the Momo and Shanks reunion. That's almost confirmation as to Momo joining. Like, that needs to happen. And Buggy? Yo, I need this. I wasn't even thinking about that, but yes, I need that. That's... out of all the ones that have been brought up, like, that one is... That's top 3 right now. EJ De Azus said Luffy meets Mass Deuce. Yeah. Just Mass Deuce in the manga to begin with. In the canon. Like, he's never been shown. John Lass said Frankie's dad is Rocks. I don't think that, but I could see Frankie's dad being in Rocks. A lot of people are saying a Rouge. Yeah, we do need some. We need anything from a Rouge. Of course, we need Vegapunk, right? We need a bunch of stuff with Vegapunk. I mean, we need that soon. Sooner than later, honestly. Warren, welcome to the channel.
Savage. Another one.
Yeah, Emoji Squad. You know, I love this, guys. You know, we're able to like really involve the community here, get everybody talking about what, you know, this is why I started making these One Piece videos in the first place. Like, I wanted to get to a point. Well, I mean, not that I really had any goals with everything here, but I mean, I just wanted to talk to people about One Piece. And here, you know, you guys are all over the world, and we're talking about this stuff. We're talking about this end game stuff, and this is fantastic. Chin said, "How many till the next emoji?" 7. So I think it'll be a little bit before we get the next emoji. But we are at 43 members, which is wild. It's wild. Yeah. When we hit 50, we'll get another emoji. Heavenly Demon OP community is life. Sure is. Sure is. We got a super chat from DJ BJ32.
Another one. Savage.
Frankie is the true son of Whitebeard. I mean, that's... I don't know about that. It's like Whitebeard had a real son, so he just threw him off of his ship and was like, "Get out of here. I only answer to my fake family. All of my adopted sons. Get this real kid out of here." That'd be savage. Phased.
Savage.
Buggy and Shanks meeting Rayleigh again, maybe after Luffy becomes king. I'd love to see them all, sitting in Shacky's bar, catching up, Sabaody, But Shanks could die before the end of the series. Buggy is definitely never dying. That dude has he has more plot armor than Luffy. Buggy is making it to the end. Let's see. So we said what I want to see is Vivi getting a devil fruit. Yeah. I'm here for that, Vivi's coming back, and everybody wants to be like, but you just do what she's gonna do. What she's gonna do? Well, just give her a devil fruit. That'll be fine. I would if Big Mom ever dies, I really do want Nami to eat her fruit. Need that, That was I've seen a bunch of fan art of her wielding the Soru no Mi, and having fire hair and all of that. Oh, need it. She'd be the true weather witch. Edward Flam. Hamza said Nami is actually Whitebeard or Big Mom's daughter. Belmir was fighting an Emperor Belmir Yonko level. See, but the truth is that for the longest time, 10 years ago, that's what I thought. I was like, nah, Belmir had to have been going up against one of these emperors, and I figured it was Big Mom because of the connection to Lola and everything. It never turned out to be that. But then out of nowhere, Sanji had, an important family. Chin said a Vivi reunion with Croc. Yeah, but now Vivi knows hockey and really punches him. That's what I would like to see. Michael Lacoste, thank you.
Savage.
He said, "What devil fruit would Randy Troy himself have? What fruit would I want? What fruit would I eat?" What would be useful in my life? I mean, probably the most useful fruit in the entire series is Laws, right? I don't even really care that much for Law as a character, but his fruit, teleporting and all of that, sure. But then there's stamina and there's distance involved, and, that's not really great. Bellamy's is cool, if it means that he doesn't get any fall damage, if he can really bounce around without without hurting himself, then you could essentially just jump anywhere and, and just kind of go places. I think if you asked like 15-year-old Randy, I probably would have said like Aokaji's fruit. I've always liked ice characters, in different shows and all of that. But now that I'm older, I don't like the cold as much. So I think about that and I'm like, yeah, that'd be cool, but would I be cold all the time? These are the things you got to think about. I don't know, but that's fun. We get a super chat from Lucy B.
Savage.
Most people would agree that East Blue is the prologue of One Piece. Wouldn't it be wild if the epilogue will also be 100 chapters long? I'm here for it. Please. Please give me a 100 chapter long epilogue. Head back to all the islands that they went to, different things, see the Straw Hats go, on their own little separate adventures for a little. Man. I'm here for it. Sally Clark, thank you.
Savage.
I want Shanks to survive Blackbeard and go on to sit beside Vivi running the world. Okay. Alright. I'm here for that. I get the impression that Shanks is manipulating things from the sidelines, like almost like a true broker of the world, like what Joker was trying to do, but for good, maybe, if that makes sense. Ryo said a 100 chapter epilogue would be the best 100 chapters in the story. I can't deny that. Kakaika said Randy already ate the savage fruit.
Savage.
That's true. Yeah. Lost my ability to swim, but became pure savage. Amrit Singh said Rochinante's fruit. Great for recording and stuff. You know what? Wow. That's a maybe. That's a maybe right there. Because as someone who, works in the film industry, like, sound is so important, and it can easily get messed up. Like, even if you're on a sound stage, a plane goes by, something drops, whatever, but if you could contain all of the sound into just where the actors are talking and then put the microphone in, you'd have perfect sound all the time. That's a contender. I like that. That's cool, Amrit. Super chat from Michael Washington Jr.
Savage.
Vegapunk and Kid connection. Kid makes robots with his ability, and the drawing of him as a child has a wrench. Also, his attacks have punk in them. So interesting drawing the punk aesthetic to Vegapunk as well. That would be interesting. I don't know if I'm sold entirely, because I think that Oda's really just going from the sense of like punk rock and all of that for kids' whole thing, but nothing is out of the realm. Kid could be Vegapunk's son, nephew, something like that, Could have gotten his fruit from Vegapunk. Wow. I mean, there might be something to that, but I don't know. Got a super chat from Kev Dog.
Savage.
Longtime fan, first time donator. Been enjoying the stream a lot during my shift. Favorite character that you think doesn't get enough love? Keep up the great work. Thank you, Kev Dog. You know, welcome to the channel. Appreciate it, my man. And I'm glad that it's, you know, helping your shift go by. I mean, this is pretty easy for me, right? Because I'm a guy that like really loves characters that don't get a lot of love. If you check, I just put out a video where I talked about you know, the characters that I was voting in that popularity poll, how they did, all of that, you know. The number one person that I feel doesn't get enough love is Bellamy, right? And that is my favorite character that I think doesn't get enough love. Vivi is, you know, a character that doesn't get enough love, I think, because of how long she's been out of the story. But there are a lot of really, like, hardcore Vivi fans and all that actually do appreciate the Alabasta arc and all that story and all of that. But I think it's a very, very small group of people that appreciate and understand what Oda's doing with Bellamy. So I think that's my answer. For if I had to make it like a top 5, you know, I would say that, you know, like Mr. 3 is definitely up there as well as someone that I think doesn't get enough love and appreciation, but is still a really great character. And who else? Gin doesn't get enough love and appreciation even from Oda. Made the man say he'd come right back, but never did. But he'll always have a place right here. And then I feel like there's a lot of Parasparrow haters too. But he's awesome. I don't know. Hope that answers. But appreciate it, man. John Lass said, Oda said he knows what the final panel of One Piece will be. What do you think it is? I think it's Luffy passing on the straw to Shanks' son, and then Luffy leaves Earth to be a space pirate. Ah, well, I mean, you know, any good series, when it wants to go and die, it heads to space, right? I have no idea what the final panel is going to be, but I assume, I guess if I had to guess, it would be something of Luffy. It could be the passing of the hat. Realistically, it would probably be like some sort of very beautiful sunset or something, showing the dawn of the world, or a sunrise, really. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just spitballing. It's not something that I think about, and I don't necessarily like to think about the actual ending, even though this whole stream is about, like, what do we want to see before the end, right? I don't like to think about it ending, because then I'm like, oh God, what am I going to do? Like, I've been reading and watching this for more than half of my life, and, you know, what do I do when it's over? I guess I'll have to spend time with my family. Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Mars. Man. But I do like that Oda knows the end, right? Because in order to tell a story properly, and some people can get away with this, right? But most of the time, I'm gonna preface, I'll say 9 times out of 10. If you don't know the ending and you're a writer and you're going into the story and you don't know how you're gonna end and you're just writing for something, then you're writing for therapeutic reasons, right? You want to get something off of your chest, but you don't know how it's going to end. So that doesn't actually give the reader a satisfying conclusion. Okay? This happens with a lot of movies. This happens with a lot of television shows. This happens with a lot of anime and manga, right? You're watching something that has this really cool premise. You know, the first episode is dope, maybe even the first arc, and then after that, you just don't know where it goes. Where is it going? Where's it heading? What is it doing? It's making stuff up as it goes along. Oda has the benefit of being able to make stuff up as he goes along because he knows the ending, right? Because even if he decides that he wants to put this in or bring this character back or throw this wrench in here or create this random new character, he still knows at the end of the day where the story is going to go, where it's going to end. So he can then have this new character be a vehicle to drive us closer to that. But if you don't know what that is, if you don't know where you're going with this, if you don't know where you're ending, you're driving a car with no destination. You're steering the ship into an iceberg. So that's the benefit of One Piece. That's why it's so good, and that's why I always tell people don't be worried about what the ending is going to be. Of course, enjoy the story for what it is now, but trust that the ending will be satisfying because Oda literally draws and writes this every week and has done so for 23, 24 years. Because he thinks the ending is worth it, right? So, yeah. Michael Lacoste, thank you.
Savage.
The final panel will be Luffy sleeping in a barrel. Oh, man. Started from the barrel, now we here. Back in a barrel. Checking the chat out. Chen said, Randy, you love Bellamy so much, but no Bellamy emoji yet? We got a Bellamy emoji on the Discord. We do. I just wish I wish YouTube would give me more emojis. It's kind of crazy. It's like we have to get 10 members for a new emoji every time. They were generous in the beginning. It was like we had 10 members equaled, I don't know, like 5 emojis, and then since then, all the way to 40, it's like 1 at 20, 1 at 30, 1 at 40. Yeah, I mean, I can make the Bellamy emoji the next one, or I have a bunch set aside. Like, I really want to load the chat with emojis, but they don't let me. So I might swap some out. I love the Zoro pack one, but once that's done in the story, I'll probably switch that out for something that makes more sense and more useful. Mr. Venator said, Giro Giro no Mi for Randy. Now, I know the Goro Goro was an L's fruit. Which one was the Giro Giro? Because Giro kind of sounds like... No, that would be Gero Gero. That would be frog. I forget what the Giro Giro is. Tell me which one that is. Which character. Oh, my guy, Gear Reverse. Alisato. said, "What kind of T-shirt you wearing, Randy? Looks dope." So this I got. Chrissy got this for me at Uniqlo. It's the Whitebeard and Squard moment. Certified drip. I'm Rit.
Savage.
What more new awesome devil fruits are you expecting? I'm definitely expecting the wind fruit for dragon. A water fruit would just be like wild. What powers aren't in One Piece, you know? Paper, a paper fruit, wood fruit, grass. You know, does Green Bull have the, ability to, manipulate grass and all of that? That's why he didn't eat, because he uses photosynthesis. Plant fruit. Yeah. I guess I'll say those. Can't think of anything else. I'd love to come up with some like wacky paramecia for you, but I'd have to sit on it. Taya said they want to see Iceberg's final project for Water 7. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Ryo said the Zoro pack goes beyond just Zoro. It's for any character that gets packed up. It's gotta stay. Zoe said, to be fair, you have to have a very IQ to understand Bellamy. The build is extremely subtle, and without a solid grasp of literature, most of the development will go over the typical viewer's head. Well, let's not be, super highbrow here. Say that, you have to have a very high IQ. I don't want to make anybody feel bad or anything like that, but the build is subtle, and it can go over, a casual reader's head, probably. Yeah. But, if you do see the growth, you see it. Steven Bricino, early spoilers for 1014. Or you talked about it? No, I haven't talked about 1014. I've been keeping everything pretty, just end of series for now. Wait. The Giro Giro was Viola's fruit, huh? That actually would be pretty useful. That'd be pretty useful. Yeah. Were we told that it was the Giro Giro in the manga, or did that come out when the Viver card did? Alright. Catching up. King J said, Emu reversed as Umi. Umi in Japanese means water. Yep. What if Emu has the power to manipulate the entire ocean? Yeah, I remember, immediately seeing Emu's name and bringing in that correlation. And that's not on purpose either. It's totally, that's what Oda was going for. He was definitely trying to do that. So if if Emu ends up having like the Umi Umi no Mi or the Mizu Mizu no Mi, then yeah, that's possible and broken and all of that. I don't think Emu has the power to manipulate the entire ocean, but you know. Lou Patterson, yes, I love the Uniqlo anime collabs. Yeah, I have a bunch of their shirts. Um, you know, but definitely my favorite One Piece shirts are the ones that I got at Tokyo Tower when I went out there. Um, I have I have this one that's like the Straw Hat logo, but it's like almost a mosaic, and it's very subtle and very cool. And I got that out there. Um, but yeah, Uniqlo just put out a bunch of new ones for Wano. Not entirely into them. Not a big fan. I think one or two of them were like decent, but then there was like one where they took the cover for was it volume 90? Was that the first volume of Wano 90, where it's all the Straw Hats in their Wano garb with Tama holding the apple? I don't know, whichever number it is. They took Tama out of it, but then put Jinbei behind them, and it really looks like Jinbei is just like photoshopped onto the shirt behind them, and it doesn't match the aesthetic. So I don't know. That was kind of lazy to me. Keyboard Cat said water fruit plus immortality surgery would def be enough to rule the world. Yeah, but like I always say, the way I see it is that if Emu had the immortality surgery, right, and if they're 900 years old or whatever, the way that it happened, I almost guarantee is they just had a cycle of slaves, and they were feeding the Opi Opi no Mi to them, and then forcing them to give up their remaining lifespan to Emu. I don't think that doing the immortality surgery once does not make one immortal. I think it just, if they're 40 years old, it may give Emu 40 to 60 years extra, something like that. If they're 20, 60 to 80 years is added. So, and then at some point, somehow, the fruit just got away from them. And that's what made it important to the Marines and to everything and all of that, because they needed to get it back so that everybody can continue their cycle of immortality. Damn, Heavenly Demon said Tashiki is like Chao Tzu. She's gonna blow herself up in the final war? Lone Shadow. How are they going to remove Tama off the cover shirt? Thank you. Right? Like, you don't need to add Jinbei. Just make it like the cover and it would have been fine. Miron said, we need to see Enel squaring up against someone we've seen fight. Yeah, I want to see Enel come back, right? I want him to have long, flowing Fabio hair and hockey. Chin, Uniqlo got banned in China? What happened? For the Mighty Donut said that cover was 91. Okay, yeah. Lucy B traveled to Japan in 2017. I was there in 2016. Yeah, a lot of fun. Drunk Ronan, I hope Zoro gets Shodai by the end of the series. Yeah. We got a super chat from Jesus Jaramillo.
Savage.
Hey Randy, loving the stream. Have been watching the show with One Pace. Are you ever going to make an updated version? I feel like a lot of people don't know about One Pace. Also, how do I become a member? I want to I want to update the One Pace video. The website for One Pace is like ever since they took the streaming aspect away from it, right? Toei brought the hammer down and was like, "Oh, you're putting our content out for free and cutting it up and making it better and making no money for it. Well, you can't stream anymore, right?" But apparently they can't stop the torrenting, I guess. So the site has been changed, but it's very hard to maneuver everything now. Now, a couple of months ago, I talked with the guys, and I said, and I explained that to them, and they said, well, we're working on a new website. But the thing is that One Pace is completely fan-operated, right? So it's not... These guys aren't making money. They don't accept donations. That's not what it's about. And I think the second that they do accept donations, that's when Toei can sue them and all this other stuff. So they just stay away from it. So they're the real MVPs. They really are. But if things come out slow, whatever. Like, they're doing it in their free time. It's a hobby. They've got lives. They got jobs. They have all this stuff. It's amazing what they have done since 2013. Now, they said that they were going to update the website to make it more accessible. It seemed like it was going to happen soon. It hasn't happened yet. I've been waiting for that because it's like, I don't want to make the video, right? And then a couple weeks later, a month later, or whatever, the website comes out, and then I have to make another one. And it's very difficult because, I get a lot of comments on the video, and they're just like, oh, this is very hard to get around. How do I torrent? Where is this? What is this? Google it. Google how to torrent. I don't know. I mean, I have the list written out in the description of that video, so... it's pretty easy to figure out now. But the cool thing about One Piece is that you can watch straight through from Eni's lobby all the way to Wano. Cut to perfection. Eni's lobby, straight to Wano. They have other arcs and all that, but you might have to go back and forth between Hulu. It's great for rewatching. It's awesome.
Savage.
It cuts out the... it's like you can go into Eni's lobby without all of the dumb flashbacks and all of that stuff at the beginning when they're, yelling at Robin. And how to become a member. So where the subscribe area is, there should be a area that says join. So that's where it is. And you click that and... I don't know. There's probably some sort of process or something to it. But thanks, Jesus. And at some point I do want to do that. Galaxy said predictions about the giant 3-volume cover. Yeah, so this is fun. I don't know if people know this or whatever, but the cover for volume 99 came out. And surprisingly, like, Luffy's not on it and all this other stuff, right? And, that was initially a shock for me because, just a few volumes ago, we saw We saw the cover with Odin and all that, and Oda felt compelled to put Luffy on the cover, even still. And but what he's actually doing, right? And I'll continue what I'm saying, but I gotta stop for a second because my guy Tyrone will.
Savage.
What a hundo. Came in and slapped a hundo, flexed on the chat. Sorry I'm so late. Hey man, like I always say to everybody in these streams, you're never late if you show up, and you're never late if you watch it, as a VOD also. But thank you, man. Welcome to the stream. Over here flexing, lavish bracket for real.
Are you venturing into the venturing international?
Rex, I gotta have it. Beat my fabric. Do you see this jacket?
Gotta play the lavish bracket song. Appreciate that. So to continue what Galaxy, what I was saying about the volumes, right? So we got volume 99. It's got Big Mom in the center. Robin's there. Usopp and Chopper, right? I think there was somebody else on the cover. So, who was in the left corner of the cover? I'm forgetting. But the way that I see it, so what's going to happen is volume 99, volume 100, and volume 101, they're all going to connect. And this is the first time that that's ever happened, right? We've had the heroes and villains covers, with like in Alabasta and in Eddie's Lobby and all of that, where you can take the covers of all the Baroque Works guys and all the Straw Hats and you can put them together. So this, you're going to be able to take all 3 volumes. Now, the way that I see it, there's no way that volume 100 comes out and Luffy's not on it. So if Big Mom is on this one, right, it's going to be Luffy for 100, and then it's going to be Kaido for 101. Jinbei. Jinbei was the other person on the cover. Huge, big Jinbei on the cover. I think Jinbei is going to get paralleled by Frankie on 1001. I think we're going to get Frankie Shogun, like sort of in the same positioning as Jinbei on the Kaido cover. The Kaido cover will probably also have Brook on it, paralleling or mirroring Robin. Since they're working together, I could see that. And if it's doing a full mirror, then maybe 1001 will also have Nami and Tama on it as well. And for 100, I could see, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and everybody that was on the roof, just sort of in the background. Maybe small versions of the scabbards. Yeah. That's what I see. But I think it's really cool that Oda's doing that, and I can't wait to see all of that come out. Kev Dog said, "Bust out the suffering from success," and then everybody's throwing in the Sanjis and the rejoices. Love the emojis. Ashraf Ma, Taika Waititi wearing a Luffy sweater. Yeah, I saw that. It's awesome. I actually I ran into Taika Waititi briefly at the Writers Guild Awards right before the pandemic started, because the lockdown started in March of 2020. The awards were in February of 2020, and he won for Jojo Rabbit. And I mentioned this in the Discord when someone brought it up, and I was like, he gave one of the quickest speeches I've ever seen in my life. I think he went up there one for best writer, and then just said, in a very thick New Zealand accent, thanks, and then just walked off. He did, I don't remember him thanking anybody or anything. It was just like, okay. Yeah, if I ever run into him again, I'm gonna ask him something about One Piece. It would be great if they get him as a guest director for the live action. I think that's where he'd really shine. I think his style blends with One Piece very well. We got a super chat from Gusta Bustamante. Thank you.
Savage.
What I would not want to see is a Mugiwara changing their dream at the last minute, or staying at one of the islands for some reason, like Shanks and Buggy did, missing their chance to get to Laugh-Tale. I don't think I don't think you're gonna have to worry about that. That's every Straw Hat is making it. Yeah. Oh, and Warren said Yamato on the cover. Yeah, Yamato will probably be on. Will definitely be on 100 or 101 for sure. Yeah, I think we'll see that island, right, that Shanks and Buggy got left on. And I think that there'll be some sort of a parallel with that. Maybe with maybe with Tama or Momo, but I still feel like Momo missed his chance to go with his dad, so he'll be there when they get there. But the other reason too is that once the story is over, I don't necessarily see the need for, like, say Tama and Momo didn't go, right? By the end of the story, and the world is freed, and the red line is destroyed, if that's the case, and all of that, like, why would anybody need to go to Laugh-Tale at that point? Because the true history will be revealed. It'll be out there. So I think everybody's going to get there. I think everybody's going to go. Now, the only thing that I could see preventing people is if, say, Blackbeard shows up, right? Because he likely will. And if he prevents some of the crew members from going, or, like, some of the crew members don't go because they're keeping some of Blackbeard's pirates at bay. But then I still see a situation where they come back, pick them back up, and go. And, Oda can't do that. Can't do that. He can't not have them go. Amrit said, I want to see what happened to Gecko Moria. Yeah, me too. And I want Moria to come to Wano. Chin's talking about the bullet train. Said it was my first bullet train. Can't see the trees but lines. Yeah, that tripped me up when I was on my first bullet train. It was like it was moving so fast that everything looked like tilted. It was crazy. Every photo that I took came out tilted. Like power lines, all of that, like just looked like they were doing a 45 degree Brook thing. Let's see. Daniel A.N. said, hey, Randy. Hey, how's it going? Chin said he wants Stelly sitting in the World Throne Room. I don't. I want Stelly to get his... I want Stelly to get rocked. I want him to get punched. Taken out. Gene Salazar, thank you.
Savage.
The end of the story, I'd love to see all of the crew reminisce about Luffy changing their lives, just like Rayleigh remembered Roger changing his. That'd be great. Yeah. It's gonna be emotional, you know? And then they're gonna put that music underneath in the anime. Woo! Man. Phased.
Savage.
Said, bye, Randy. Sorry can't stay longer. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for dropping by, Phased. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go here either. Let's see, how long have we been going? Yeah, we just hit the 2-hour mark. You know, that's usually when I like to start wrapping things up. We still got 300 people in here, which is, you know, great for a weekend stream. I mean, we'll go for a little bit longer. I'm not gonna shut it down, but you know, we're gonna start winding down, I think. Let's see if there's anything on my list that I still haven't said yet. My list was, I talked about everything, but I'll just run through everything pretty quick here. My list was Zoro leading the crew for a bit, the Katakuri and Luffy team up, who the CP0 agents really are, you know, whether they're Big Mom's friends, anything like that. Bellamy's final war sacrifice, Law revealed to be Sword, and his whole, ending arc, Kurozumi Tama, the moon, and Enel riding in hot from the moon, Advance Conquerors Luffy versus Magellan rematch, a serious Davy backfight. The legend of Davy Jones means something. I didn't talk about that. Yeah, I want to see that happen. I want to see... And that's another reason why I want the Davy backfight to come back. It's because I want the legend of Davy Jones to mean something. I want there to be some sort of repercussions for someone who cheats during a Davy backfight. I want to see that. Vivi's return by Elbaf, Vivi's connection to the ancient weapons, Gin's return, non-Devil Fruit Straw Hats eat a Devil Fruit, Soul Fruit Nami, Pocket Fruit Usopp, Garp dying after proving he was against the government the whole time, Crocodile returning when the ancient weapons are in play, villains getting their hands on ancient weapons. Yeah, I didn't talk about this, but, if the raid does fail or anything like that and Oda wants to stretch this all out, I want to see Kaido get his hand on an ancient weapon, or Big Mom. I want to see Caribou talk to Big Mom about the ancient weapons, right? And why Big Mom? Because Big Mom had the tie to Fishman Island. So it makes sense if the person that Caribou ends up snitching to is Big Mom, because Fishman Island used to be her territory, so she knows of Shirahoshi, so she can go and capture Shirahoshi if needed. Which is another reason why I don't feel that Big Mom is going to get, clapped this arc. Giant Sunny Mech controlled by Frankie, we talked about that. Luffy low dips a commander. Smoker switching sides. Now I know there's the whole meme with Morge saying that, Smoker's going to join the crew and all that. I don't see that happening, but I see Smoker working with the Straw Hats during the final war for sure. Kobe versus Luffy. Kobe and Luffy team up. Kobe takes over the Marines. Vivi becomes the diplomat for the world. Hancock beats up a bunch of celestial dragons. Zoro's past, Nami's past, Frankie's parents, Buggy at Laugh-Tale, Usopp Conquerors, Robin Armament and Rokushiki, Tama training on Ruskaina. And I would also love to see like an epilogue where, you know, we see like an older Momo and Tama like going out and like adventuring and all of that. The redesigns that Sanji wanted for the raid suit and like the full power of the raid suit I want to see. Shiki's true relevance and why Higurashi transformed into him. Captain John's treasure. Didn't talk about that, but I want to see that. I want to see that happen. And I think someone mentioned it in another stream, like, what if Captain John's treasure is on Beehive Island or Pirate Island, you know, Blackbeard's Island? Because when we saw Buggy looking for Captain John's treasure initially before he got captured and taken to Impel Down, he was on an island that looked like a skull, right? So maybe that's the way that Buggy comes back into the story, is while Blackbeard's not there, he goes to Blackbeard's Island and he ends up finding Captain John's treasure there using the armband. Korea and Hirolik's past as pirates and the whole Sakura thing and, you know, how it healed him. Where is it? Is it on Wano? Is it somewhere else? We need that for Chopper's growth. Dofi breaking out of Impel Down. And then the last thing on my list was the Bonnie and Kuma backstory, and just more Bonnie in general. So those are the things that there's a bunch of other stuff that I want to see by the end of the series, but that was the stuff that I put together when I was making, getting everything for this. King J, Captain John is Korea's son. That's wild. They do have the same hair color, though. Right. Kind of. I think Captain John's is more of a pink. Isopod, I want to see this as well. Isopod said, I want to see a previous Gomu Gomu user in a flashback, maybe Joy Boy. What sort of techniques did they come up with that Luffy hasn't thought of yet? Yeah. Now, of course, for the longest time, people thought that Oda was going to go the cheap route and have, a Roger flashback or something, and out of nowhere he does a Gomu Gomu pistol, right? But that's not the case. Most people believe that Porcas de Rouge had it. That's how she was able to keep Ace in her womb. But yeah, I would like to see a previous user of Luffy's fruit for sure. Kakaika said, "Gotta go to bed now. Thank you, Randy, for a great stream. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for being a member. All of that." I talked for a while and I was ignoring the chat for a bit just to get that all out. Now I'm going to see what everybody said. I love this. Galaxy said, I want Buggy to be running around Marijoa, become tired, and just sit on the throne to rest, not realizing that it's the world throne. That'd be great. Something simple like that. That's totally Oda's humor too. I could see someone like Usopp doing that as well while they're running around. Gusta Bustamante said, any news on the live action? They've been really secretive on the project. Maybe the bar is too low. They don't want to create hype and raise people's expectations. Well, that's definitely not it. See, the issue with the live action is all COVID-19 related. They've had the scripts done. They've had all of that. Things get complicated, not only in just filming in America, but also when you want to film outside of America, and then you have to fly these actors out, and then you want to get local actors, and you want to do all of this stuff. We've seen that they've built the Going Merry, there haven't been any updates on that for about a month, but that's probably done. It's not like they're just sitting around saying, all right, well, you know what, today let's do it. No, I guarantee you they're having conversations every day, every week, looking at things, working with casting directors, trying to figure out schedules for some of these actors and all of that they're thinking about, trying to work around other shows that are starting back up. There's so many moving parts, and the world really just needs to catch back up. And now that there's vaccinations happening and all of that, there's the potential for things to get moving soon. Now, there was an update, that it was in Production Weekly, which is a magazine that for people in the film industry. And, it said that they were active. Now, that doesn't mean that they were in production, but it does mean that they, probably reopened their offices or opened up a pre-production office to try and get the ball rolling. So I guarantee that they're still working on things. It's not dead in the water, and it's going to be great. It's a really good thing for all of us, for the community, for everything, and for the future of anime adaptations and manga adaptations. Ryo said Pirates of the Caribbean style Davy Jones would be awesome. I'm here for it. Mr. Venator said, do I play Treasure Cruise? I have a Treasure Cruise account. I've had Treasure Cruise since the first week or two that it came out. I really was a hard body player for, I would say, the first 3 or 4 years of Treasure Cruise. It's entering its 7th year now. I basically just log in now. It was such a pain. To do any sort of to maximize my time playing the game, to do any sort of map or anything, didn't matter how good the characters I had, because I was pretty big in collecting all the characters in that game as well. But it was I'd have to go and watch a Toadski video to see how I was going to beat the dungeon, so that I didn't try and fail a bunch of times. I didn't want to go in there and say, oh man, this I didn't bring a character to fix the spare, and now I gotta worry about this. So, and then it was just all right, so I gotta watch this video to go and play the game, and it just became too much. So I played Bounty Rush. Bounty Rush is way easier. I just turn it on, I play. And I think it's a way better game, and the rates to get characters are better, and all of that. And then, but I think the worst mobile game that's come out, even though I've played a little bit of it, is Bon Bon Journey. I have it on my phone. The rates are terrible. It's almost impossible to get a good character in the game. But yeah. We got a super chat from Mojo Ryzen. During the final war, I want Usopp to say he has thousands of men under his command. Have the enemy not believe him, and then it happens.
Savage.
Yeah. And I could see him saying that right before the Grand Fleet just comes into view, right? That would be awesome. Hope is lost, they don't know what's going on, and then just when Whitebeard came from underneath the water, the Grand Fleet just shows up. Chin said safety of the cast and crew is important. I guess safety of the cast and crew is the most important, right? Because making a movie, making a TV show is not more important than someone's life. So, as much as we want to see the live action, everybody's got to be safe, and that's the first priority. And honestly, the longer they take for it to come out, the better, because it gives Oda enough time to keep writing, and we will never have to worry about a situation with Game of Thrones Season 8. Because by the time the live action actually catches up, unfortunately for us, One Piece will at that point probably end in the next 7 years for the 30th anniversary. That's what I think. Twilight said we need a good OP console game. Yeah, I agree. I play the Pirate Warriors games, and they're fun, but I don't know, I still think they could be better. Daniel A.N. said, I'm really interested in Brooks Pass, like the connection with the Vince Smokes and stuff. Yeah, talked about that. Like, what country did he serve for? Catching back up on the chat. Chen said no Bon Clay, Randy. Of course I want to see Bon Clay, but at the same time, like, there's a part of me that just, as much as I love Bon Clay, wishes he died in Impel Down, just to, like, really make him the GOAT. But since he didn't die, yeah, he needs to come back. Chen said Weevil. Honestly, I don't care much about Weevil. We'll see how he, I'm here for whatever Oda wants to do to bring him into the story, but I don't know. Mr. Venator talking about Treasure Cruise. Yeah, the grinding is painfully excruciating. Yeah, once they brought in like Treasure Map and all of that, like I was having fun with the Colosseums when that started coming out and everything, and I kept up with that, and I'd max out the Colosseums, I'd max out the raids, and then the Treasure Maps just killed me because it's like I could dedicate one night or something to, just, a couple hours or whatever, and I'll just spam out a raid and, get a character. But, like, if you want this to go for multiple days and, like, the only way for me to get these rewards is to basically not have a life, I had to give it up. I had to give it up. All the best to everybody that's still playing the game and all of that, but Bounty Rush is actually fun. Ryo said, what do I think of Project Fighter? So I haven't seen enough about it. Is it in the the store? Has it come out yet? Rain H2O. Yes, I made it. We are it's going to be ending soon, but glad to have you. Lou Patterson said a fighting game or an RPG would be cool. Yeah, I'm down for like a DBZ Fighters type One Piece game. Like that would, but at the same time, I'd also like an open world type game. Just, I don't know how many people would actually want this, but like create your own character and then, but in the game, like it follows its own storyline, but you can actually go through the Grand Line and there are all of these like open world versions of like Water 7 and Savagery and things like that. Like that would be fun for me. Pedro said, please keep doing your casting for the live action adaptation. So I plan on doing more videos, but I think the next time I do a casting one, I'm going to wait to see what the first casting legitimate news is going to be. Because I want to see the direction that they're going, and then I'll have an idea of like what's realistic now. You know? And also, like, the longer it takes for them to have the project come out, the more unlikely some actors that I choose for later arcs could become, you know? So I think just having the first 2 sagas is good for right now. But I am going to do more live action videos. I didn't mind World Seeker. I had fun playing it. Was it perfect? No. But I enjoyed it. So Project Fighter is the one that's in the Chinese one only. Yeah, I saw the trailer. That one looked great. That was the one that had like the new Wano style animation for Marineford, right? I loved that. Like, and then Marineford was at night, like it should be, you know, so that we don't have the plot hole of Moria using his power in Marineford during the day. If you guys haven't seen that, like, go and check that out. Like, that stuff, like, I need them to make a movie or like just re-release Marineford with that animation at night. Yeah. Your reverse said Ken Jeong as Buggy is a brilliant idea. I stand by it. I'm gonna die on that hill. Ken Jeong as Buggy is perfect. And it really doesn't matter how old Ken Jeong is, because he just needs to be funny. And they can put makeup on him and all of that. And even if he ends up being 60 by the time they get to Marineford or whatever, it's still going to be perfect. And I love and I love Dean Pelton, Jim Rash as Mr. 2 as well. Project Black, what are you talking about with King of Lightning? What did I do? I don't know what that is. Warren, before the end of the story, do you think the towers at the end of Thriller Bark will be explained? Or do you think it was more of an attempt at a cliche horror ending? Truth be told, you know, we're going to want all of the cliffhangers and mysteries of One Piece to be solved by the end. And realistically, a couple of them are probably going to fall through the cracks. That one seemed so out of place, and there's been no information on it since, but I can't see that not getting explained at some point. There has to be something. Chen said Goldblum Mr. 3 is the best. Maxo said a One Piece game that's all Davy back fights. I'm okay with it. One Piece Grand Battle Rush came out in like the mid 2000s. It came out right after Davy Backfight and Aokiji came out, because Aokiji was the secret character, right? It was on the GameCube, and Foxy was in the game. They had like a Davy Backfight mode in there, and you know they called it Combat and all that, and they had, you know, one of the it was a fighter game. One of the platforms, I remember it being Foxy's ship. It was fun. The Renowned and Fabled.
Savage.
Thanks for turning the streams into videos on demand. The first thing I want before we end the series is for the crew to go to the moon or to another sky island. Yeah, I think that that's going to be like probably something that's going to tie into Laugh Tale. It all makes sense. Yeah, I mean, and of course I turn the streams into VODs. I mean, Big Kev was talking about it earlier. He's, listening to this on his shift. So it's something for you guys to listen to, long stuff, whatever, it's fun. But at the same time, it's like I do this because I just like talking about One Piece, and I appreciate having you guys in the chat, and you guys are. This is a highly renewable topic. Every single person in this chat has something they want to see by the end of the series. I have things I want to see by the end of the series. You tell me, you share something with me, I share something with you. We go to it again, and there could be a part 2 to this, and new and different people could end up in the chat, and we'll hear different things, and that's what it is, and it's fun. But I think that this is a good place to stop for today. I've been having a lot of fun this stream. We're at almost 2.5 hours, but it's a fun little Saturday. It's a fun little thing to, Sunday for some of you. But I like doing this. When we don't have a chapter. I like doing it when we do have a chapter. But I like doing it when we don't have a chapter too, because we just get to talk about other things. But I'm excited for 1014. I'm expecting the end of the act. If it doesn't end in 1014, then it's going to be 1017, 1018. I'm going to go with the people that think that it's going to be 60 chapters of Act 3, or whatever, plus or minus the Odin flashback. Can't remember if that's how it works. But I really like the idea of there being like a really devastating cliffhanger at the end of 1014, even though it seems like kind of wild that something could top what happened in 1013 as far as like cliffhanger wise. But I'm still here for it, hoping I don't get spoiled if it is something massive. I'm so ready for the Reverie stuff. Let's get that. Let's get the act breaks. It's going to be so much fun. Ashraf said, I want to see someone walk the plank. What do you think? I want to see more drama. I want to see some like Water 7 level drama before the end. I don't want everything to just be sort of a lot of everything has been, and I'm not downplaying anything, here, like there was the highs and the lows of the pre-time skip era have outpaced anything in the post-time skip. So I really hope that the post-time skip, as we get out of this saga and we get more into some Straw Hat focused stuff and endgame stuff, I'm expecting those highs and like great lows. And when I say low, I mean like how we felt when like, Robin and Usopp left. Not that I'm saying that someone's going to leave, but just that sinking feeling of uncertainty. Kind of like how most of us probably feel about what's going on in the Reverie. We just don't know what's going on, right? And it's crazy because, at least during Water 7, when we didn't know what was going on, the plot was at least moving along with those characters, so we still had some room to speculate, and it didn't feel as like, but since we're so far removed from all of these characters, it's crazy going. This is actually more comparable to when the crew split up, and we had no idea what was going on with, Zoro, Nami, Sanji, and the rest. And we were just following Luffy. Here we are, we're following the Straws, but we don't know what happened to Vivi, Sabo, all that. We can speculate all day, but we still don't know. It's Oda's story. Whew. All right. Checking the last little bit of the chat out, and then I'm gonna run, guys. Stu Nuts said, "Did you hear about the Berserk creator that died?" Yeah, I did. I think it's awful. You know, all my best to his family and to all of the fans of Berserk in the chat. I have not started Berserk. And it's very disheartening and disappointing to know that fans won't get the ending that he wanted, unless he told an assistant or something. But that's the scariest thing with being a One Piece fan and having it have gone on, as long as it has. A lot of people are talking about in the chat about, comparing it, praying for Oda's safety and all of that. Yeah. Galaxy will do. Super chat from Donnie Luciano. Savage. Let's go. Randy Troy, Savage Pirates, smoking on that ulti pack. Ulti's in the trash can right now. Big Mom packed her up. Yeah, I read the Renown and Fables super chat. I did. We talked about it. Okay, guys. That's it for me. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you here for 10:14 at the the end of the week here. Looking forward to it. All right, guys. Everybody, stay safe. Have a good week. Appreciate. Shout out to all the new members. When the 10:14 video comes out, I'll talk about all of the. We got we were at 35. Now we're at 43, 44 or something. So we got another 10, 11 members to shout out. So shout out to you guys. This is awesome. Later, everybody.